There's been more than one season of Gay Town. Torrance.
We've already started, and welcome to Real Nerds.
Oh.
I am Ryan, and whoever wants to say who they are.
Oh. Well, usually you say, like, and to my right is the,
To my north is...
Fuck, I don't know my directions. I'm going to say it's me,
yeah.
James.
Actually, I think he's east.
I think you're wrong.
West is where I'm facing right now. So he would be north. You would be, like, southwest. You're like the Arizona.
I'm not a mean airline.
They're not mean.
Kick off
They
fat
just
people.
don't like
And
fat
gay people and
And gay people. Yeah,
Wait,
what
they
is
don't.
up
They
with
don't like gay people.
yeah,
Since when?
they kicked a bunch of lesbians off apparently.
Oh, I thought maybe they were like Chick-fil-A or something. Because Chick-fil-A hates gay people.
Yeah, and also doesn't like working on Sunday. Maybe we should get a job at Chick-fil-A. Anyways, welcome to
Really
Real
off topic.
Nerds. I am Ryan. We saw a very Harold and Kumar Christmas this week in 3D. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, real news. I haven't had the internet in a week, so I have no idea what the hell's going on in the world.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing is going on. Yeah, you checked out for a week and the world stopped.
So you
To wait
probably
for
missed the
you.
Evil Dead logo, huh?
I did.
Oh, did that happen? I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
I did read the plot. I guess just before I lost the internet, I read the plot for it. And
About the junkie.
it's like some girl's a junkie and they take her to do an intervention in the woods and they think she's having an episode when she's actually possessed by a demon.
And being a prominent Evil Dead fan, how do you feel about that?
It's all right as long as it's still cool. I mean, I'm not one of those crazy people that James Bond is blonde, so I'm gonna say fuck James Bond. I mean, I always give it a chance.
Which, by the way, he's gonna have a beard.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wait, he's gonna have a beard in the new one?
Yeah.
I'm
Skyfall.
super excited about that movie. I really am.
Should be cool.
It's got like good director behind it and at least interesting people, and they're making interesting choices. Didn't they just announce who the villain's gonna be?
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, he's been there for a while.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean,
And I love-
Casino Royale is awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, Quantum of Solace is okay, but it's still not a bad movie.
It's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's really close to an awesome movie.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. It's lazy. Like the climax when they're in the water
The
thing.
action's good. It's just like there's no story.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Writer's
yeah.
strike.
Well, wait. There is almost a great story, and I've told this before, but if that movie, at the end, okay, so there's Spectre is stealing water from people, and then they're selling it back. And when I found out they were selling the water back, I was extremely disappointed because I thought, no, this is like. It's organized crime. Like they feed off of crime in the world. They should just be stealing water and just keeping it to keep like these little poor countries poor and doing horribly because that fosters rebellion and all of that. Like that could have been the story and that would have been really cool. But then it was just like no, we steal water and then we like sell it back and that was shitty. But the coolest thing about the Skyfall, like I like the title Skyfall, and I mostly because I like the way that they've marketed these movies. Like, I still have no idea what the fuck Quantum of Solace means, but I want to see that movie.
James Bond is out for a little bit of solace from his girlfriend's death in the Casino Royale.
Yep.
I guess.
Yeah.
But that movie hardly
But
feels
he doesn't
like
get
that.
it. He kind of does at the end because he doesn't kill that guy. But
And then Skyfall's the same way. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to explain what Skyfall is unless it's like, oh, there's a laser in the space and it shoots people,
What the hell's a Moonraker?
Yeah, yeah. Well, all the old ones were like, little turns of phrase. Like, the only one that's coming to my mind is "Die Another Day," which is the shittiest title.
I saw that on TV recently.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Isn't that hover chase scene really cool? Yeah.
I don't remember the movie at all.
Yeah. I didn't remember until I watched it on TV. It's just like, wow, this is worse than I remember.
I saw it in theaters and never.
Yeah.
The best part of that movie though is the horrible green screen when he's like falling off the ice cliff and he's snowboarding in the air
on the
and
avalanche.
it's really horrible green screen
Yeah.
and he's like pretending to guide this parachute thing. Oh, it's the worst.
And there's a guy with diamonds in his face, but he's actually
Right.
a cosmetically altered version of another guy who they traded bodies.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
could tell me about it? I have no idea what happened in it.
Yeah, you remember Alias?
For
It's not
the
that
approval
good.
of his father. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's not good. And then at the
Yeah.
end, there's like an ice castle and an invisible car and a laser that tries to take
I remember
Halle
that
Berry's
part.
clothes off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's not good. It's yeah. Anyway, we're way off topic.
Anyways,
Well, neither of us have news, so it's up to you, James.
Oh,
to
Yeah.
finish the segment.
okay. Oh, okay. Well, this week, the biggest thing that happened was that science actually did something useful. They proved that explosions make more money. They've charted out the amount of explosions in Michael Bay movies with how much money they make, and they've proven that if he puts more explosions in his movies, he makes more money.
interesting. So, what one of his movies is the highest grossing? Is it Revenge of the Fallen?
No, yeah. It's whatever the one this summer was that we saw.
Dark of the Moon's his
Dark
highest
of the
grossing
Moon
movie?
Yeah.
I guess
yeah,
it did
yeah.
over $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah, and it, like even it's funny if you look at the graph. There's like a peak, and then it goes down to, shit. I think whatever he made right before Bad Boys 2, and then with Bad Boys 2 it starts going up again.
I think.
No.
There's
Pearl
lots of
Harbor
explosions
is
in that.
what's he do? Anyway, I wish I'd pulled it up before this, but
The Island.
no, the island's got a pretty big one, but maybe. I mean, it's definitely lesser, but anyway, it's beside the point. I thought it was a cool little thing, and it's going to be weird because if Michael Bay's next movie is actually like a little indie comedy, it will make no money at all. If there's not an explosion, no one
That'll
will.
happen.
0 people will go see that movie. Scientifically, it's a fact.
Michael Bay's version of 500 Days of Summer or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, except in the background there will be explosions.
And there'll be
This movie will
some
just have nothing to
chick
do with it.
randomly walking in slow motion.
Yeah, the first scene will be like naked asses and explosions for 5 minutes, and then we'll have a romantic comedy.
Michael Bay's version of 50-50. I have
Yeah.
cancer.
In a world where cancer is the only disease you can't
I can't deal with this.
Last week, did we talk about the Die Hard thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll cross that
Wait.
off my.
The name or the...
I guess we talked about the
Plot.
name, but did I talk about the fact that I really wish that it were a movie starring Mary Elizabeth Winstead where she has to walk on glass?
I don't think you did.
Oh, I really wish they're talking about casting, whatever his fucking name is, the guy from Die Hard. They're talking about casting his son for the new movie, and
Jesse Pinkman?
no, well, he's the guy who plays Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad is one of the potentials, but my point is they've already established that he has a daughter, and I would really like to see a movie where Mary Elizabeth Winstead just does badass shit and
That would
is
be
a
cool.
hero.
Have they ever said that he's had a boy? I don't remember. I don't
and
think so.
and it to me is a clear instance of like, hey, we want to create this new superhero or action movie star, and it needs to be a dude, and that's not true. Like, I would like a what's his name, John McClane.
McClane?
I would like a female John McClane. That would be dope.
That would be cool.
Like modern day Ripley.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Underworld trailer?
No, I
No.
haven't.
Oh, it was alright. Did you guys see the 21 Jump Street trailer?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright.
It's interesting. It's like
I've never even seen any of the original show.
yeah, but that seems like they're taking like a slapstick approach to 21 Jump Street. I'm pretty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought the show was like a kind of
Yeah, I thought it'd
it's
be
a drama,
serious.
right?
Yeah. Or like a as drama as a show in high school where one of the people is a cop can be.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, who was it? Was it Johnny Depp?
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp was the cop.
And now Channing Tatum is Johnny Depp in 21
Well,
Jump Street.
Channing Tatum and
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
I think Jonah Hill.
Thin Jonah Hill.
If I remember right, co-wrote that movie.
Oh,
Mhm.
that'd be neat. I mean, it looks alright enough.
Yeah, whatever. Probably nothing else out in March, so I'll probably see it.
No, that's for sure. Yeah. And Underworld comes out in January.
It does.
And
I'll see it.
they're clearly sort of rebooting that, and it feels a little bit Resident Evil-ish as far as like, hey, this one's got some convoluted, stupid story, and then they're gonna run around and shoot things. It doesn't really feel like, the original Underworld was like vampires and the Matrix had a baby with like werewolf people, and then they had a baby too, and then you had this Matrix-inspired kind of action movie. This doesn't feel like this. Really feels like a low par Resident Evil kind of movie, which is not exciting, but
That's a bummer. I actually think
I'll steal
the
it.
Underworld movies are pretty cool.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
The second one is a little meh, but
Yeah, and the prequel's not bad. What the hell was
oh,
that?
I still haven't seen the prequel.
But
We're on a meat
I think
truck.
I mentioned this before in a podcast, but you should get the director's cut of Underworld because it's like another 20, 30 minutes of story. So the movie's
Oh,
like
wow.
2 hours and 15 minutes, but it's story, so it actually makes the movie way better.
Yeah, I always thought that like the world that they create in the first one is interesting enough that they could really do something with it, but then the sequel sort of gets convoluted, and you start talking like, oh, they're gonna have this baby, and how cool is that? And I just wasn't interested.
And Scott
anymore.
Speedman's really focused in it, and you're
Yeah.
just like, come on.
And
It
apparently,
looks like Scott Stapp, too.
it has a really awkward sex scene pretty close to the beginning, where apparently his genitalia are attached to his knees because he just watch it
Like
again.
that alien
okay.
Star Trek
It's
6.
yeah, no, it's
You
like
kick
it's
in the
like
nuts.
they're positioned in such a way, and they're supposed to be having sex, but you're like, that's not. You can't do no. Just go watch it again. It's weird. It's weird. That's all the news I have. I mean, in all seriousness, there was nothing that happened this week, unless you want to talk about the Evil Dead poster thing.
Hey, it looks all
which-
messy. Moving on.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a blackboard with white paint on it.
Cool. So I guess we'll just go into what we've been watching. I'll start. I moved, so I had to rewatch some of. I rewatched some things that I love. I rewatched Scott Pilgrim, which is amazing,
Mhm.
and I watched it with commentary by Edgar Wright and the writer and Brian O'Malley.
Is that the first of the commentaries
Yeah.
you've watched?
Yeah.
You ought to watch the cast one as well, because that one is just fun. Like that one, just put on in the background while you're doing something, because it's really fun to listen to those guys talk. But the one you listen to is the more informative of the two.
Yeah, it's interesting how basically I learned that Edgar Wright turned in a shitty treatment for it in 2006 just so he could keep the idea of the movie alive when he went and made Hot Fuzz. And then when he was done with Hot Fuzz, then he could go back and finish Scott Pilgrim because the artist wasn't even done with the fourth book, I don't think, and so he kind of put that in. It was really interesting watching it again. I also watched A Nightmare Before Christmas with my wife. And that movie's so shitty. I mean, it's probably the worst movie that's ever been made.
It's mediocre at best.
Yeah.
The
I'm
funny
just saying
thing-
that because she's giving me eyeballs and she's drinking out of a Nightmare
She's-
Before Christmas mug.
She's literally giving you eyeballs.
She is,
Um,
and they are squishy.
Ew.
But that's still a cool movie. I do like the animation in it, and it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate now that when Course Ride came out, and then I went back and watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the same thing sort of
Nightmare
happened
Before
with
Christmas.
Nightmare
Or-
Before Christmas. I
I
mean,
mean, say that's a
the,
really different movie.
the same thing happened with Coraline, because that guy's animation has gotten so much better that then when I go back to Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm like, oh man, what would this be like?
But I
if
think
you
A
did it
Nightmare Before
now?
Christmas is way better than The Corpse Bride. I think The Corpse
I think
Bride
that
is.
as a movie, I think you're right. As I like the animation better.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a little more detail in there, but and especially Coraline. Coraline is just beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
even in comparison to Nightmare.
And I also
It's a good movie. Good around Christmas time.
Yeah, I rewatched Crazy Stupid Love, which is one of my favorite movies of the year
Yeah, I
Yes.
forgot that came out this week. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it.
because it's a different kind. I mean, it has some cheesy moments in it for a romantic comedy, but it also has some really clever bits and has some heart. And Emma Stone's adorable.
Did you buy it?
I did.
Can I steal it?
You may.
Sweet. Brad, what'd you watch?
Well,
And I also watched Uncharted 3.
I was gonna get to that.
Just go ahead,
it's not
Brad.
a movie.
It
Oh,
is.
dude, it is.
Anyways,
You
go
also
ahead,
watched
Brad.
Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back,
Oh,
right?
I did watch Jane and Silent Bob Strike Back. It was great.
Still good.
It was great.
Fuck.
I love Ben Affleck in it.
Holden McNeil.
Holden McNeil, and also when he's Ben Affleck playing Ben Affleck in Good Will Hunting 2, hunting season.
Oh, Good Will Hunting 2 is great.
And even Matt Damon in that scene's funny because they're standing in a corner and this guy extra walks by. He's like, "Hey," and Matt Damon says, "Hey, don't look me in the fucking eyes." It's really funny.
When you said Moonraker earlier, were you thinking of the Moonraker billboard?
Yes.
So was that.
Oh,
So yeah, that's what I did. I just
Yeah.
rewatched some old stuff. Had fun.
For Halloween, I did a double feature. I watched Saw and then Friday.
Oh, sorry. Where did that come from?
Friday the 13th Part 4.
Nice.
And,
That's a classic.
Yeah.
Which one's
fun.
part 4? I'm
with Corey Feldman.
I know I haven't seen it, but
There's a great effect in part 4 where Corey Feldman takes a machete to the side of Jason's face, and Jason falls like on the machete, and it saws his head in half. And it's a practical effect by Tom Savini. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
By that point,
spoiler,
is he Jason or
dies.
is he still his mom or whatever?
No, he's Jason.
I really don't understand the story of those movies.
Well, in the first one, it's his mom, and then actually, it's a really funny. I guess I can go into it since James asked. Friday the 13th, Sean Cunningham took out an ad in Variety before the script was written, before anything, because he wanted to get financing for it, and it said Friday the 13th, the scariest movie of all time, or something. And he got money raised for it without a script, just based on that ad in Variety. And they went away and made this script, and then at the end, they said, "Oh, we should have something scary happen at the end." And Tom Savini said, "Oh, you should have this Jason like pop up at the end of a dream." And then after that happened, all the fans said, "Oh, you should make a movie with Jason." And Sean Cunningham said, "That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard." And because originally they're going to take Friday the 13th name after it became really popular and kind of make it like
Twilight Zone.
yeah, an anthology.
Where every movie was a different
But then they
story.
said, "Oh, you should put Jason in it." Then the next one, he was some woodsman with a bag on his head.
Wait, so Friday the 13th 2 is not really about Jason?
It is
No,
Jason,
it is. Yeah.
but he has a bag on his head.
Oh.
Part 3, he gets his
Hockey mask.
And then part 4, he dies.
Oh, so the first one, the first Friday the 13th is one you're talking about where at the end he pops up as...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's
I
just
got
a dream sequence.
It's just a dream sequence.
Gotcha.
And then it kind of carried over. And he dies at the end of part 4. He's not in part 5. And then everyone's like, "Oh, part 5 sucks donkey dick." And they said, "We should put Jason in it." And then he came back kind of as a super zombie.
Yeah.
Because before he was just like a dude who was really strong and hard
How
to
are
kill.
there 11 of those movies?
Because they're awesome. Actually, there's 12 of them.
Oh, because of the reboot.
The reboot and Freddy vs. Jason and
Yeah.
Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X.
Wait, isn't Jason Goes to Hell 9?
It is 9.
Yeah. Okay. So I was counting right. I just wasn't thinking about the new one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then I watched seasons 3 and 4 of... Well, I'm on season 4, but I got caught up through Mad Men, so...
Still
Mad Men.
still just sitting around
Shit.
talking.
No, actually, I'm enjoying seasons 3 and 4 a lot.
Yeah.
Like, they're more interesting, actually.
Betty's a bitch.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
Betty is a bitch.
Well, I mean...
but
Don's
also
still a
also
shithead,
drunk.
but-
Dawn is a shithead. Betty's a bitch.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
she's basically sunk into his level. So, yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
yeah, fewer
That's a
characters to
great
root
show.
for in the show. But, yeah, it's more interesting. I like the new agency. And
Mm-hmm.
that carousel campaign was...
Oh man, doesn't that just kill?
I think I almost cried. And then
Absolutely, yeah.
when Don's, like, in the later season, or recent season, when he's, when his friend, that woman who is the real Don Draper's wife, when she dies and he's broken up, oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
See,
worry about
it's-
spoiling stuff for me. I'll never watch this. I hate the
No,
show.
but it's-
I know. That's why I said
That's
it.
what's great about it is that it is so slow and it invests you for so long that then when little things like that are normal human things, like this lady that he doesn't even really know that well dies, you feel it the way that he feels it,
Mhm.
because you kind of intricately know those characters. It's great.
Hmm. But yeah,
But-
that
but you-
carousel campaign, like, just amazing.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
pitch on
man.
that.
Yeah. Somebody recut that with when Facebook announced their timeline thing where you were going to be able to look back and see like everything that you've done on Facebook and like really plot your life out the way that it has been, lived on Facebook. Somebody cut that scene together with that, and you were almost like, oh, okay. Like it almost sold me Facebook timeline because I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
Is anyone using
man.
Timeline? I'm not.
I don't even know
No,
what that is.
yeah.
I never even looked. I don't spend enough time on Facebook.
Adam
now.
showed it to me. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not really for us. It's for 20 years from now when your kids grow up on Facebook, and then they can look back.
Yeah.
Because for us, it's like 6 years of information, and most of it's bullshit. But anyway, but you didn't watch any more Breaking Bad?
I can't get season 4 yet. It's not on Comcast on demand, and it's not on Netflix streaming.
Just
and
steal it from the internet. Break the law. That's what I would do.
alright.
Well, we'll talk about it eventually.
The DVD will be out when? What, like January, February?
Oh, I don't know.
Hopefully.
It might be a while. It depends on
Aren't
how
they
they do
shooting
it.
season 5? Did they do season 5, or is the last one just season 4?
No, season 5
no,
is the last one.
No, season 5 is going to be this next season and will
Gotcha.
be the
Yeah,
last
so it'll
one.
probably be just before the season 5 premieres.
Yeah, it might be a while. I'm not really. I don't
When did it
remember
premiere
when
this
the.
year?
Well, let's see. It's
I
only
think it was
been
like
off.
in
It's
June
only,
or
it's only
something.
been off the air for maybe 4 weeks, so
Oh.
it would have been in August, I think, or maybe July.
Is it their summer show?
Yeah, but it's sort of like this season it premiered a little bit late. In the past, it's been in the spring a little.
Huh.
Well, if it ended 4
they've
weeks
they've
ago
moved
and it's
it
like
around.
a 13-episode season, then 13 weeks prior to 4
Oh,
weeks
it
ago.
actually ended the week before Walking Dead premiered.
It's October minus 3 months.
I'm sure this discussion is really fascinating.
It
to
is.
the
Yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
yeah, I'll get around
sorry.
to watching season 4, but yeah, I want to watch more Breaking Bad more than I want to watch anything else. So, anyway, James, what did you watch?
Oh, I didn't watch much because I played a lot of Uncharted. Because
don't watch much.
oh man. Well, and I also watched a lot of DS9, but I won't really talk about that till I'm done with it. Two things I want to talk about. First of all, I got a chance to watch the premiere of Grimm, which last week I talked about the Once Upon a Time show, which is bad. But Grimm is it's along the same kind of lines where it's about fairy tale stories and looking at that in the real world, sort of. But it's created by some of the people who created Angel and some of them who were also involved in Buffy. And it actually takes the same kind of look at that kind of story where basically we're introduced to this guy who starts seeing weird things as he's walking around. Like he sees this weird woman who looks kind of zombie-ish and you're like, what is that shit? And then she turns back to normal and you're like, whoa, what did he see? And what you come to find out is that he is what in this world is called a Grimm, which is named after the brothers Grimm, who basically could see these weird fairy tale things that are hidden in the real world, and then they told real stories about them to sort of make other people aware of them so that they would look out for these problems. So in the first episode, there's a big bad wolf who is kidnapping people, and in that episode he kidnaps a little girl, and they have to go and try and stop this big bad wolf, and along the way he befriends a different big bad wolf. And anyway, it was really good. It's fun. I'm going to keep watching it. You should check it out. There's nothing really special about it. The other thing I watched, so I was watching some WWE this week.
Nice.
Well, no, I
The
didn't.
Rock's coming back. He's wrestling John Cena at WrestleMania 28.
So I was watching some WWE this week, not because I wanted to, but because the Muppets were on it.
Really?
And yeah, the Muppets, yeah, Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog were hosting WWE SmackDown
Unusual cross promotion.
Slam Face Raw whatever thing, and it was not entirely good, but pretty fun. Like some of the dialogue between. Actually, the people who were playing Miss Piggy and Kermit, way better actors. The problem with it was when the wrestlers would come out and be like, I don't like you, Frog. I'm going to turn you into frog legs. And then, like, the big, tough, roided out woman would come out and be like, I don't like your frog, Miss Piggy. I'm gonna punch you in your bacon or whatever. And then Miss Piggy would, like, be offended and pretend to punch her or whatever. That part was what was horrible. The rest of it, the Muppets were great. And a show where the Muppets, like...
Oh, a pile driver!
The part of the story is that Honeydew and Beaker have created, like, this energy drink that's going to super power up these wrestlers. And then they got to get it out to the wrestlers, but the one wrestler, like...
Wait, this is like an
smells it.
actual episode of
Yes!
wrestling?
Can you imagine
Yes!
like a real hardcore wrestling like fan sitting there going like, "What's this shit?"
No, it was actually kind of fun. Like, yeah. And then there was Laura and I were watching the Soup earlier, and there was a clip of it on there with like the one guy was getting beat up and he was losing the fight, and then Beaker pops up out of the corner with this little, also a beaker of like blue liquid stuff and gives it to the guy, and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And he drinks some of it, and then he gets back up, and he's gonna fight this other guy and beat him up.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, or at least the little bits that I saw, and it was cool in context and also silly. But that is really all I watched because, damn, Uncharted 3.
It's amazing. And I've only played, I don't know, a third of the game, maybe.
Yeah.
And I mean, a beautiful game. I mean, there's the lighting effects. Oh, geez, this game is absolutely stunning.
It's
Brad doesn't know because he's lame and doesn't have a PlayStation 3.
the funny thing about it is, and I'm going to talk about this so that I don't spoil anything for Ryan, because he's not really far enough that he's gotten introduced to the emotional storyline that is also going on at the same time. But I'd say that things have changed since the last game with our sort of two of our main characters, and they walk a very fine line between being subtle and being coy. And sometimes I feel like, oh, you're intentionally not telling me something, and that feels crummy. But it's weird because that game is so good that when I compare it to Uncharted 2, I'm really comparing it the way that I compare two movies as far as the way that storytelling is done, because the gameplay is flawless. Like, the gameplay you just don't pick apart because it's really, really good. It's more like, I like these little bits of the story better than this, and I'm more connecting to this than that. It's amazing to be able to pick apart a game that way.
Yeah, no, that game's amazing. Actually, I love the little character beats they have in it. I mean, when he pulls open a map and it has 007 on it,
Right.
and the dude says, "Oh, like James Bond, I love those movies." Like, yeah, really, right now? Because they're trying to break into this place. It's kind of funny.
Well, and that's the other thing. Amy Hennig is wonderful because of how much research she does into, finding real stories that are really things that happened, and then making up little bits that sort of tie them all together and create this sort of fantastical, very Da Vinci Code-esque kind of mystery.
And by Da Vinci Code, he means way better.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
he takes real things in history. She takes real things in history, manipulates them so that they seem like they could be connected, and then tells a story of why they're connected.
Yep, it's amazing.
The Rose line doesn't point where fucking Dan Brown says it points. Just saying.
But you should play Uncharted, and everybody should have a PlayStation 3 to play Uncharted.
We'll see.
System seller.
It really is.
I'm just
I
looking
bought
forward
the-
to the new Zelda. I think it's 3 weeks away.
It is.
I bought the box. I bought the collector's edition that comes with the ring and a belt buckle.
Why aren't you wearing the necklace?
Because it's really corny and I'm not 8 years old, Ryan.
Is it metal or is it plastic?
Oh, no, it's really
You're
metal.
ashamed of it, and yet you bought it.
No, I'm not ashamed. It's really cool, and I will hang it on my wall, but I'm not going to wear it around.
You know
Like
what?
a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna wear it. And be like, hey, what's up? Wow.
I'm just gonna get the music CD one because I've already got a little metal shield and sword that came like in a box this big.
Yeah, I think. The music CD one for Zelda, I think, comes with a gold controller too.
Yeah, there's that one. Then there's also just the game itself comes with the CD. So.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, because I've already got a gold controller.
You do? Oh, you got it with GoldenEye.
Yeah. So
Wait, a golden controller for what?
Zelda.
GoldenEye.
No, for what console?
A Wii.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that thing existed.
You're so mean. Let's go to the review.
All right. Cool. So we saw Harold and Kumar 3 this week, and Brad, should people go and see Harold and Kumar?
If you're fans of Harold and Kumar,
What an endorsement, James.
I mean, yeah, I have to say the same thing. Like, if you've seen the previous movies and you go, oh yeah, that shit is silly, I'll go see that. Yeah, go see that, because this shit is silly. But if you see the trailers and you're like, that shit is silly, then no, you should not go see that.
Yeah, I think you should see it if you're a fan of it. I mean, I thought it was funny. So if you're bored one day, like, I want to see a 3D movie that's stupid, you should see this one.
Because you have to see it in 3D.
You do have to see it in 3D. Well, I mean,
disagree.
maybe.
No. I mean, you have to see it. I don't believe I saw anywhere where they were showing it in 2D.
Yeah, I don't think they're showing it in 2D.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, let's talk about it after the trailer.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, trailer, whatever.
From Warner Brothers Pictures, this holiday season, experience Christmas like never before.
Merry Christmas! off.
I shot Santa Claus in the face. He's real, and I shot him in the face.
What the fuck? I'm just gonna take a closer look.
Who are those guys?
Oh, shit! Those kids put something in here.
Was it drugs? Was it semen?
Doesn't taste like semen.
Fuck a baby into me.
Okay, I will.
That's incredible.
New Line Cinema presents babes, dudes, sex, violence, drugs.
What the F are you doing?
What?
My daughter's in there!
What? Oh, shit.
What the fuck, Kumar?
You got my baby high!
Claymation.
Dude,
Awesome.
Jews, Mexicans, people of color.
Fuck-ass bitch.
You lost your gangster grill.
Oh, no.
How you gonna be a gangster and you lose your grill?
I'm not one.
And resurrecting America's sweetheart, Neil Patrick Harris.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
How the fuck are you still alive?
What are you talking about?
We saw you get shot.
In that whorehouse?
In Texas.
You branded a prostitute.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. And then I went to heaven.
oh, come on!
This is God.
Daddy, we need to 86 the MPH ASAP. He's getting a hand job in my club.
Jesus, what a cock block.
On November 4th,
Philip fight in the altar boys' room.
prepare to celebrate a white Christmas.
Diaper emergency! Oh!
A very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas.
My baby is fucked on cocaine!
I need it.
What?
Brad's tired and an asshole right now.
Oh, I'm being an asshole because I'm disagreeing.
Is this
No, because you said, talk about after the trailer. I'm going to be a...
Hey, wait. Is this?
I'm waiting for you to play the trailer. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
I already
asking. Is
played
this
it in
before
that
the?
pause
you had,
Yeah, this is
Oh.
after the trailer.
Oh, this is after the trailer already?
Yeah, there was
Wow,
a
what
little
short
pause
trailer.
where he slipped it in there. That's how Brad
That's what
does.
she said.
Oh,
Okay, so anyway,
cool.
so the best part of this movie is the rape scene.
Wait, what?
what movie were you watching, James?
No, we'll get to it later. It really is the best part of the movie.
Wait, rape scene?
Oh,
Rape-
okay,
yeah,
I think
I guess. No, that's the best part of the movie? I thought the best part of the movie was Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris is in the rape scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so the scene where he brings the girl to his room and then is like, "Oh, I'm gonna massage you," and then because it gets creepy and awkward, and then goes way too far, and I was laughing hysterically, mostly just because I was uncomfortable. That was the best part.
Well,
of
in the movie, Harold and Kumar have grown apart. Kumar is still the stoner, and he looks like a terrorist. And
in the worst
Yeah.
fake beard.
Yeah, and the cool part is Patton Oswalt makes an appearance as a male drug dealing Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was good.
And a funny line. You'll get your chance to rub your Santa to rub his dick on your ass later. Funny. And then they grew apart, and of course their shenanigans get them back together. And
Harold has to find a tree, and then in this one, the White Castle is a tree, and
yep,
that's what
basically
they have
it's
to
their adventures going from one place to another.
Yep,
and of course, you have the baby who gets high throughout the whole movie, and I don't know if that's appropriate, but it's kind of funny.
It was.
It's
at
weird that
times
you
it
laugh
was-
at that, correct?
Yeah, it was really.
The weed's
it was
okay,
always
but when
funny.
she's doing coke and ecstasy, I don't know.
Yeah, like you felt uncomfortable about it, but part of me was laughing because I knew, like, okay, this is a real girl, and she was clearly having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like she was doing this fun stuff and being crazy and giggling, and I was reacting more to that as like her as an actor, as a young actress, than I was laughing at like, oh no, a baby on drugs, like that's so funny, which is really a lot of the movie. I don't know if it's just that I've gotten older or whatever, but a lot of the like actual drug humor in the movie was less funny than the other shit, like the other ridiculous shit like Waffle Bot and things like that. That was the stuff that I really thought was funny.
I never really thought drug humor's that funny, you
Yeah.
know. But I think the goofy situations they get in are always funny. Whether it's riding a cheetah in the first one or Neil Patrick Harris showing up in the first one and doing coke off strippers' butts and stuff. That's really funny.
Oh yeah. No, Neil Patrick Harris is still, I think, the best part of these movies.
Oh yeah, you know, actually, my favorite. I guess Neil Patrick Harris is doing some Broadway show for Christmas, and my favorite little bit in that is when all the girls' legs are splitting open, and it gets to him, and he comes up licking, and he wipes his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, NPH. He's out of control. And it's so cool that he plays a character like that because...
Well, and it's good because they call him Neil Patrick Harris as Neil Patrick Harris to remind you that he is playing a character of Neil Patrick Harris.
He... Actually, the only reason he agreed to do the first one, I read an interview with him, is because he said you can't say Neil Patrick Harris as himself. It needs to be Neil Patrick Harris as Neil Patrick Harris because that's obviously...
not himself.
Yeah, it's not him, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, he always said, too, he's glad he did the first one because it kind of brought him back to, you know, he was able to make fun of himself before someone else did. And it gave him the chance to be on How I Met Your Mother, which he's amazing in, too.
What is the line? Don't you know who I am? I'm Neil Patrick Harris. I played Lieutenant so-and-so in
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
The callback to Starship Troopers is good.
Yeah, I like a lot of the inside jokes in the movie. Like they make the reference to I can't imagine you being in the White House or something.
Yeah,
for
to Cal Penn working in the White
He's put on a lot of weight,
and then Sulu for
they called him. They called Harold Sulu.
He's put on a lot of weight since the last movie he's been in.
Well, he's been working with us fat cats.
Totally.
And then the surgery on the Santa was a call to house, I think, right?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Cal Penn was on House. So when he was surgically operating on Santa, like that was another inside joke, I think.
Well, but he's also, like, in the past movies, he was like training to be a doctor.
I mean, still, I think.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be a character
Wasn't
moment.
that like a surreal moment though too? They shot Santa in the face, and Santa has medical supplies in his sack.
And it wasn't even. They like threw water on it and then picked at it with a knife, and then it was suddenly better. That was good.
Pretty funny. Of course, we're
gross as shit.
So these movies always have a weird animal element in them, but this one didn't have the unicorn or the cheetah.
Thank God.
It had Wafflebot, which was this really unusual robot that made waffles and is the like hottest selling.
It was it was like the version of this movie's version of that like action figure from Jingle All the Way. You know, like it was that thing where I guess all of the parents wanted one of these things, but it was way better than the animal.
It was really bizarre and kind of surreal, but because I fell in love with Kumar because Neil Patrick Harris thought it was fucking stupid.
I just love the commercial that they started it with, where they cut straight to a little kid stabbing a toaster with a fork, and like, how often does this happen to you? And then the kid like starts seizing and foaming at the mouth, and then the little girl who burns her hand off with maple syrup.
Or I also
does
thought
anyone serve that hot?
It can be, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, IHOP does. You're right. Never mind.
I thought it was actually kind of clever when they were with Neil Patrick Harris and they wanted to ask him for the Christmas tree, and instead of going through this long exposition, he just said he could read minds. Just totally stupid, but totally awesome.
Yeah, there's ridiculous shit that happens in that movie.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go to this movie expecting, you know, an Oscar. Maybe Neil Patrick Harris is Best Supporting Actor, but but you really can't, you know, because it's totally stupid but at the same time, it's fun. Every once in a while, it's good to see movies that are just totally retarded.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it is that because it doesn't take itself seriously at all, like it even has... It starts with them talking about how 3D is kitsch and overrated and done with, and, you know, doing all of this, like, throwing shit at the camera stuff.
Yeah, it's totally shameless 3D.
Like, they are clearly aware of how dumb what they're doing is, and they're like, I don't fucking care, like, this is going to be really fun. And that we as the audience catch that, and we understand, like, oh, okay, this is the ride we're on, and so we forgive it. Whereas if they took this seriously and tried to sell it as like, here's these stoners and they're having this crazy shit happen to them, it wouldn't be as fun, for sure.
How about the 3D itself, though? Like, there was 3 different kinds in this movie. There was like the good, a lot of depth, and there's also the flat cutout 3D, and then
it's not good. I mean, my eyes hurt by the time it was over, and you know, all it really added was that every now and then they threw something at the camera and the camera would crack, and you'd be like, I paid $3 for this. You know, like,
and then a lot of the 3D scenes were just freeze frame scenes where stuff was just
Yeah.
a still image that was separated.
Oh yeah,
So it's
or a lot of the 3D stuff was clearly CG stuff coming at us, which isn't anywhere as interesting as if you were saying the dance sequence, that being in 3D, then you're looking at people and stuff like that. That was kind of interesting, but not good interesting. Just like, oh, here's something that's in 3D and it's sort of coming at us, but it's not clearly CG. You know.
Yeah. So again, if you want to have
But I think it will hurt this movie in the end. I think that the fact that you have to see it in 3D and the fact that it is so far away from Christmas, like when it started and it was so steeped in Christmas, like it's Christmas Eve and we're singing Christmas songs and the opening credits are that very Christmas Carol kind of font. I was like,
by the way, I really like that font. Just putting it out there.
I like the font too at Christmas time, but it's 2 months away pretty much. Like it felt.
You know why they did that? It's because they don't want to get in trouble. Like they don't want people protesting. Like, what's this movie doing? And like, this is terrible.
First of all, they should want people protesting because protesting makes more people, especially the audience that this movie wants. It makes more of those people come out and see it. And second of all, it's so far away from Christmas. Like our theater was pretty empty. Now granted it was 10 o'clock at night, but it was also Friday opening night for a stoner comedy that should be really popular and isn't in every theater. Like not every theater around here is showing this movie in 3D. So our theater should have been packed, and there was not that many people there. I have a feeling it is going to, fail the weekend, be a bomb in history, and then
it's definitely out too early. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they
I
beginning of December.
That's why they did it. It's like they're.
But I think December there's tons of movies that it couldn't even compete with, though.
I think you're right, but I don't think that. I think that if they had made it also in 2D so that people could go see it at any theater and enjoy it just as a stoner comedy.
They have it.
I didn't see it anywhere in just 2D.
Neither did I.
Really?
I looked up.
It's not at this Colorado Mills.
Probably not at yours.
Yeah, no. It's I didn't see it at any theater in regular 2D. Because like the theaters I looked at, one of them wasn't even showing the movie.
I know the fans really want to listen to this, but yeah.
That's all right.
Where's it playing at in this state that I'm not in?
I'm pretty sure that they're doing a Drive Angry on this one, which is crazy. Because based on what I saw, I think there's probably enough money behind this thing that they're going to really take a bath on this and not be able to make another one. Which is a shame.
Do we really need another one?
Yeah, it's...
No. No, we don't.
I think they should make a movie called NPH and just have him be in it.
That'd be funny.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that he could carry an entire movie.
Oh, he could.
I mean, Neil Patrick Harris can carry a movie. Neil Patrick Harris as Neil Patrick Harris might not be able to carry an entire movie.
Maybe.
Because part of what's so great about him is that it's so ridiculous that the whole movie would just be nonsense. No. Box Office Mojo doesn't have a production budget yet, but it seems like it's at least 15.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing like
because there's no real stars in there, but there's
minutes,
enough CG in there, and it's also 3D. But I don't know. It was not
Belmar, Old Town, Cinemark. Just saying.
But it's all in 3D.
No. I selected the non-3D listing.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
It's 11 a.m., but that's the only show.
That's all I trust you.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Ryan, get us back on the rails.
There isn't because this movie's all over the place.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to talk about in any you can't break down the story because there aren't the story arc as far as the characters is silly and flat.
You do see a claymation dick coming right at you.
Yeah, and the claymation thing. The claymation thing is not as good as
Community.
It's not as good as Communities, and it's not as good as.
It's always some dick in Community.
Yeah. Well, there's not a claymation dick.
Network
There's a claymation episode that they did, and then there is a claymation dick in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia's Christmas special, and that claymation section is also better than this one. I think. Like this one is just they get high and get chased by a snow monster, and then.
It's funny when they're pinching on the fat kid's cheeks because they thought it was a cute squirrel.
Yeah, that was the best joke in there.
Again, movies like this, some jokes are going to work, some aren't.
Oh yeah,
you know, because it comes at you so fast, but it was fun.
it was still fun. Yeah, I don't regret it. That's
No, I had fun. I knew I wanted to see it because I'm not a big fan of stoner comedies again, but I like these movies because they're so stupid.
Yeah. It's not the stoner humor like when the movie starts and it's a lot of them smoking weed and like us seeing weed smoke in 3D, like that part I don't give a shit about. But
no,
then when it just gets silly when they're shooting Santa Claus out of the air, that's when I enjoy it.
And Wafflebot,
and the gangster who's watching Medea's movies.
Actually, Casey Jones, by the way, from Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wait, the guy who played the
yeah,
really
yeah.
Oh, because I've seen him for years and he's haggard now.
Well, like probably like 50+ years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Casey. I guess I don't remember that well enough.
Well, I mean, if you
I think of Casey Jones as being like younger,
well,
like a younger
the character or the actor? The character, yeah, he's pretty young, but
even he has to be in his 20s in the regular series, isn't he?
In the original movie, yeah, probably.
So I mean, how old's the movie?
That
20
movie's
20, almost 30 years old.
Yeah, so add 30 years to it. Guy's like in his 50s.
You're right.
Exactly. Yeah.
About right.
Well,
that's about it. Next week, I think absolutely nothing comes out except Immortals. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Every time I see a trailer for that, though, I think of Spartacus.
I think J. Edgar comes out next week too.
I think of 300.
Yeah, Immortals, J. Edgar, Melancholia, which I'm definitely not seeing.
But
Jack
we could
and Jill.
see Superman before he's Superman.
What?
Is the lead actor?
Oh yeah,
Immortals.
Yeah.
You sure you want to see Jack and Jill? Come on.
I'm definitely sure.
Wow.
What was the thing that we didn't go see 2 weeks ago?
Anonymous?
We could go see Anonymous. In Time has gotten horrible reviews, and I don't think I want to waste my time.
I don't know if Anonymous is
waste
out
my
next
time.
Friday, so.
My time, which is also money.
I wouldn't mind seeing J. Edgar. It would be too bad.
Yeah, I'd probably like
movie.
to see J. Edgar.
How long is it? If it's 4 hours, I'm not seeing it.
It's rated R, so
got
there'll be
Naomi
tits.
Watts in it, right?
Who's in it?
Naomi Watts.
Nice.
Oh, there's it's.
I think it's only rated R because they cuss a lot in it, so that's all right.
Well, actually, they don't cuss a lot. They cuss briefly. It's brief
strong
language.
So he's probably like, "Fuck those motherfuckers."
Yeah, that's
Rated R.
actually an exact quote. And then he shoots.
I think that's what J. Edgar said to the Soviets.
He has an AK-47, and then he shoots the
KGB.
Soviets.
He's like, "Fuck those Ruskies."
Yeah, fuck that Red Army.
Huh? It doesn't have a length on IMDb. I just realized. Anyways,
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
And then we'll talk to you about
tuned.
it. Stay tuned.
Did anyone respond to my contest?
I haven't seen anything.
None of us have checked the... well, I don't know how to check the email.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you have no emails at all.
I probably don't. But you know what? I'll look at it. If I do, I'll give you a call. Right. I have internet finally for a week.
We can continue the contest.
It's still... The contest is ongoing.
I'm probably going to see that movie before next Friday because I don't think it'll be out next Friday. So.
Wait, you think that Anonymous isn't doing well in the box office?
Well, it's not in every theater.
Oh, you're right.
They're trying to build,
Landmark
I think,
theaters,
word of
things
mouth.
are out for like a week. I'm surprised I can see it this week.
$40 million that movie cost.
I think they're trying to like roll it out slowly so it creates a strong buzz, but the buzz isn't very good on it.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's like some people like it, some people hate it. I guess a lot of people just like think that Shakespeare wrote the stuff, and some people don't. So
no, not a lot of people think that Shakespeare wrote.
I'm telling you, there's a movement. I was reading about it just before the movie came out.
Well, I will find out and I'll let you know.
Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Follow us on Tumblr at tumblr.realnerds.com. Email me if you want to hang out with Brad, realnerds@gmail.com. Until next week, bye.
Bye.
Brad says nothing.
As if they need a third bye to understand what we're doing.
Well, it'd be nice if you said bye, Brad, so you're, people are like, oh, James Brad say bye. Why doesn't Brad say bye? What a dick.